Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. A salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to continue on with this here series of lessons dealing with Jacob, all right? Basically dealing with the characteristics, between Jacob and Esau, all right? I was doing some reading the other day and, going into some words and things like that, and, hey, we're always learning, it doesn't matter how do I say, how much of milk it looks like versus, milk and meat, you've been in this thing for a while or whatever, whatnot. You should be on to some real deep breakdowns or whatever, whatnot. It's not always about that, man. Sometimes, you can edify, a whole lot with just basic milk, and sometimes make things a lot more clear, because, and for the most part, now we do teach each other, those that are in this truth, we watch each other's videos and we learn from each other that way, through, all through the spirit of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, Rakakodash, the Lord uses us as vessels, to give us the increase, because the Lord is not, the Lord's not coming down here and sitting beside you and reading scriptures to you and breaking it down to you, so, the Lord will put the spirit on the brothers and we watch each other's videos, so on and so forth. But nevertheless, you still have people that's coming into this, people that are still new to this or whatever, whatnot, and sometimes getting over certain stumbling blocks, it's just simply going into the milk, man. All right. And it's lock here. Sometimes it's just, really going into those milk scriptures and really breaking those things down and edifying on those things, which, make the picture a little bit more vivid, a little more clear for people to see, because, hey, the scriptures say, hey, this is clear to the wise, to the righteous, but for the rest of them, they're not going to get it because they're blinded. But nevertheless, sometimes some things are sometimes there are stumbling blocks. All right. And sometimes, this may be your first little test to get over these things. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these certain things to stir up your mind, just to give a quick little testimony about the first time I came across this truth, man. I don't know what the hell I was doing or what the hell I was watching on YouTube. I was watching some shit on YouTube. And you already know how the rabbit hole get, you know what I'm saying? When them little videos at the bottom, it'll either auto play or you just click on some shit at the bottom, right? And I don't know if I was probably intrigued by just seeing, some men out on the highways and the byways in these garments that I had never really seen before. But come to find out, I clicked on a video and it was the apostles of, apostles of Hard on down, the apostles of Great Millstone, They was going in and, they was spitting that fire, man. They was going into some history and some breakdowns I ain't never heard. Everything they were saying I had never heard. The only thing that they had said that I had heard before was, I had heard about the mark of the beast. My dad taught me about that as a kid, but that wasn't even what they was talking about. But anyway, they was getting on Jake, all right? And they was like, I don't know exactly what they said, but just to give you an example of something like what they was saying was, they was like, basically, just, giving it some random example. And 2/3 of you niggas is going to get fucking put to death. You niggas is going to fucking die or some shit, right? Let's just say that's what they said, right? Now, me being in a Gentile state of mind, that was my first stumbling block, right? Now, I stumbled over that because I seen that they was reading Bibles. I was intrigued about their outfits, what they was doing outside, and I ain't never seen nothing like that before. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, wait a minute. I said, just making this up, I'm not sure exactly what the words they said, but I'm pretty sure they were saying like the word motherfucker and nigga. This nigga and this motherfucking nigga or some shit like that, right? But my rebuttal to it was, I'm saying this to myself as I'm watching the video, because it was such a stumbling block that I fell over that they was cussing. I was like, what the fuck is these niggas talking about, right? But in a sense, hey, I was being a hypocrite, because they over here talking about these niggas and fucking this and that, but I'll rebuttal with the same words that they were saying. So if I'm calling them wicked for saying these words, how much more wicked am I? That was the first stumbling block I stumbled over, But I didn't realize, I didn't even know these was the elders. But what had really caught me and drew me in was the fact of, I'm a type of person where, for the most part, like if you're going to try to tell me I'm wrong about something, you got to prove it to me so I can understand and learn. I want to get better. Don't just tell me you're doing this wrong. Well, show me the right way to do it so I don't be doing it wrong no more. Show me why I'm doing it wrong. Show me why my technique is wrong so I don't keep making the same mistake, So as I'm hearing them coming out with these here facts and things like that, or just things that I had never heard before. A black man, where you get this from? Well, what, we ruled over where? Hold on, we got history. What are you talking about? Now it's time to go hit the Google search. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm over here Googling, and so on and so forth. And I'm finding out, I'm like, wait a minute. They ain't wrong at all. They right about some shit, you know? And slowly but surely, that stumbling block that I fell over so hard, them cussing and shit, I had them block that all the way out. I was like, wait a minute. I'm being a fucking hypocrite because the majority of the music that I listen to all got these same words in it. The movies I watch or whatever, whatnot, you know? Nothing worse than watching, like, let's say a good movie like, let's just say Kings of Comedy or just any movie that you know like this. Kings of Comedy, Belly, Scarface, Set It Off, or some shit like that, right? Or listening to some music like some Tupac or some shit like that, but then listening to the edited version, right? Now, you over here listening to the edited version, and you know, every other word is a bleep in there, right? It's not saying that you just want to hear curse, but it kind of like fucks it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even sound right to you, all right? So that was me being a hypocrite, but I stumbled over that stumbling block, all right? But then it was a stumbling block that I was, you know, going to stumble over and then get back up from it and get me into this here truth. So some of these things sometimes are stumbling blocks into people. So to make it a little bit easier sometime, you know, you can break it down to a carnal sense, you know, hey, you know, like some of the scriptures we're going to grab, you know, talking about Jacob, you know, or well, I'll roughly paraphrase some of them real quick. You know, we always go into the curses, you know, the, you shall go into Egypt again with ships, you know, or you're going to be scattered into the four corners of the earth. There you're going to serve other gods where there that your fathers or, you know, that they have not known before, you know, these types of things. So those are clear and easy ways to be able to point us out, you know. What is that? Isaiah chapter 3, talking about the women and the curse of the baldness on their head and the curses on our women and things like that. It's clear to see in these things sometimes, but how about some of the other things, all right? Especially like with us being under these here curses, some things aren't easy for us to be able to see, but these are, you know, at the core of our people. So let's grab these scriptures here. I'm going to start out here in Genesis 25 and verse 21, dealing with the birth. It says, and Isaac entreated of Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. All right, she was having, how they say, when she was barren. I thought like when a woman's trying to get pregnant, she can't get pregnant, basically, roughly paraphrasing, you know. Verse 22, but nevertheless they prayed to the Lord, and then she wound up conceiving and getting pregnant. Verse 22, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. So she was having these complications in her pregnancy, and she prayed to the Lord to see what was going on with the complications, because they had just prayed to get pregnant. But then how, you know, she's wondering, well, if the Lord blessed me to get pregnant, why am I having complications? Surely this is supposed to be of the Lord. They went back and prayed to the Lord. All right. Verse 23, and Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, two manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. So going into this, the Most High said he was going to separate, you know, the twins. All right. They got the same biological mother and father, born the same day. Yeah, they basically twins. But at the end all be all, the Lord said, look, I'm going to separate these two and make two separate nations out of them. All right. Really, the Israelites are the youngest nation on the planet Earth. All right. And right before them, you know, literally at the same time, seconds, because the first came out. Let me read. Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. All right. And so basically, as I was saying, you know, the Israelites, you know, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, but the Israelites, all right, and Israelites is basically just saying the descendants of Israel, all right, or the descendants of Jacob, all right. But nevertheless, you know, the Israelites being the youngest nation born, all right, you know, it said that the first came out red all over, and his name was called Esau. Esau was born before Jacob, all right. But nevertheless, Esau was holding on at Esau's heel, so basically they was coming out basically at the same time, not side by side, but, you know, how they say, what they would say head over heel, but in this case, you know, heel over hand, all right, because Jacob was holding on to Esau's heel as he was coming out. So these are the two youngest nations on the planet Earth, the so-called white man and the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. These are the youngest nations on the planet Earth, all right. It says, verse 27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter and a man in the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, I'm going to come back to verse 27. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Now, when you go into, modern days today, when you deal with these so-called white people, right? You see a lot of these Edomite fathers having a lot of pride in their Edomite sons. All right. Oh, look what my son did. We took my son hunting. He killed this here deer, whatever, whatnot. Take my son, this and that. They be super stoked about their sons, and not saying that Isaac was an Edomite, but nevertheless, Esau obviously is the father of the Edomites. All right. But then when you talk about Jake, most of the time Jake is growing up in a household where the parents are separated. All right. Where the mother and the father aren't together. All right. And what you normally see Jake cleaving unto his mama. All right. You don't never really hear about your daddy jokes all the time. They got your mama jokes. You could be joking around all day long in class, but then when your mama jokes come out, you say the wrong joke, shit gets serious. Motherfuckers want to start fighting. You know what I'm saying? So going back, and another thing, it says, verse 28, and Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. All right. Hey, this is one of the things that, they like to go out and they shooting deer and all this and that. I'm going to go get some deer meat, some coon meat or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. All right. Verse 29, and Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came in from the field and was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And this is going on Esau, one of his characteristics. He wanted that same red meat. All right, now here's the characteristics between Jacob and Esau. Basically, you see this being unfolded in front of your eyes every time you go to a so-called like a steakhouse. All right, if a so-called black man and a so-called white man both go sit down at the steakhouse, and the server come up to him and ask him, they both ordering steaks, right? And the server asks him, how would you like your steak, sir, Mr. Esau? Esau's gonna, not saying he's actually doing this, but in reality, this is what he's saying. How would you like your steak, sir? Esau put his arm out. I want my steak to look just like me with the pink in the middle, right? And then she turned over to Jacob and asked Jacob how he want his steak. I want my steak to look just like me, brown all the way through. You see what I'm saying? So Esau came in, and another characteristic about him, he ain't got no real faith. He don't got no patience. He want his right here and right now. That's why we live in this microwave society where you get everything instantly. All right. But nevertheless, hey, Jake be, well, we just ain't gonna get it today. Well, we'll just get, Jake will be passing some shit all the way down the line. Jake got patience, They Jones on us a lot of times with so-called, what they say, black people time, because Jake ain't really in no rush for shit. Jake can wait for some shit, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, it says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. All right. Hey, and another thing about, this situation, Esau, like when Jacob be cooking for him, when you go to all these restaurants and stuff like that, you don't really see too many so-called black people restaurants, right? You do have some actual authentic Hispanic restaurants that they own, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when you go in these Applebee's and shit like that, or even these high expensive steakhouses or whatever, whatnot, in the kitchen, 9 times out of 10, you got Jake back there working, whether it be the Northern or the Southern Kingdom. Jake is always in the kitchen cooking, all right? Jake got all the flavor with his flavorful food, man. You don't really have no real Edomite food that people like, oh, we want to go try some Edomite food, or some so-called white people food. Nah, they always saying we want some Spanish food, some Caribbean food, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that, man, all right? Or some soul food, all right? These are all names that we have on our names because our food stand out in front of, to the rest of the world. I mean, we get down in the kitchen, man, all right? Well, hey. That's one thing that I can remember from growing up. 90% of the time I see my damn grandma around the house, her ass, she was either in the kitchen, cooking some shit up, cleaning the house, praying, or getting ready to go to church. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, my grandma was always damn near in the kitchen cooking, or always at the grocery store, man. All right. It says, verse 31, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and Jacob sold his Salak. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up early and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. All right. See, Esau wasn't even thankful. He didn't appreciate his birthright and none of this shit. He didn't have faith. All right. He wanted to give up all this shit. And then he wasn't even thankful. He ate his food and then got up and went and, did his own shit. Like, all right, peace. I'm good. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, Jake, you know what I'm saying? Jake gonna always find a way to finesse or supplant your ass, man. If Jake can see it come up, you know what I'm saying? Jake, people come up to Jake, whatever. Damn, bro, that's a nice bicycle you got there. Or that's a nice outfit. Or those some nice shoes you got on. Yeah, what size you wear? Yeah, shit, I'll sell you these motherfuckers right quick if you like them that much. You know what I'm saying? Jake will find whatever, man. Jake will finesse whatever. Jake will go through, pick up somebody trash and wind up flipping that shit. You know what I'm saying? Jake will find some old shit set out to the side of the road. Oh, shit, I can fix this motherfucker right here and turn that bitch out, man. All right, so what? Jake can pretty much turn anything into some, you know how to hustle some shit, you know? I like, when I be talking about Jacob, I nickname him Jacob the Hustler. Because Jacob know how to hustle some shit, man. Whenever you see Jake, man, Jacob goddamn, hey, I was born in Atlanta, bro, and to me, Atlanta is the city of the hustlers, man. They come up with all kind of fucking schemes, man. I remember one year we was sold a goddamn rock in the box, man. We thought we was buying a damn VCR, you know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers, yeah, pay the money over here, go around the corner over there. They got the box in the back of the truck. We went over there, got the box out the back of the truck, but this motherfucker had a big-ass rock in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck you sell a nigga a rock in the box? Jake just know how to talk to a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? They know how to sit there and tell you some shit you want to hear, man. That's how Jake will finesse your ass. Oh, yeah, you finna die, whatever, whatnot. You hungry, this and that. Well, give me that birthright, you know what I'm saying? Jake know how to see the value in certain shit. Oh, I can take this and I can come up off of this shit. This is just some goddamn food, bro. I can get the food all damn day long, man. All right? Oh, let me get back to that. This is Genesis 25 and 27. All right, it says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, so you would think, hey, Jacob's just a regular, degular old dude. He's just a plain dude. Nah, that's not what it's talking about. Let's go into this here word. All right, and it says, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, so let's go into this here word plain. It says a perfect, complete. All right, so dealing with how you say your what do you call that shit? Your DNA, right? Dealing with your DNA. All right, Jake is a perfect being, man. Especially the so-called black man. He got the perfect amount of melanin. All right, his hair, his lips, his nose, body parts, all this. You know, they clown us over our big body parts or whatever, whatnot. Y'all got those big nigger hips, big nigger nose, big nigger lips, whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they talk about, they tell you jokes about once you go black, you never go back. Why not? Because Jake, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We complete, we perfect. We ain't lacking nothing. That's why Esau's name was changed to Esau. He was wasted away. He was lacking some stuff. But Jacob was a full, complete, for lack of a better term, specimen, man. He was the cream of the crop, man. All right. Esau was just how they call it, a defect. All right, a defective item. All right. So going back into this here word, plain, it says perfect, complete. It says one who lacks nothing. All right, you ain't lacking nothing. You got the full spectrum of everything. All right, this is one who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, and etc. All right, so everything we talking about, oh, you got that ugly black skin, that's a curse. No, wait a minute, how's a curse when motherfucker the sun give life to everything on the planet Earth, but it's killing your ass? We get life from the sun. Plants and everything else get life from the sun. Your ass get killed from the sun. We don't need sunscreen and sunblock. Motherfucker, your ass do. All right, and you'll see Jake, man. Jake don't never really age. They tell you what, black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? You'll see, hell, my mom is like 50-something years old. You know what I'm saying? Close to like 55 years old. You see my mom, me and my mom look damn near the same age. We go out in places, shit like that. They think that we a couple, man. Oh, how are you young people doing today? Young, motherfucker, we ain't young. You know what I'm saying? That's my mama right there. I'm old enough to have kids, and she old enough to have, she got grandkids. Grandkids, you don't look old enough to be such and such, so forth. But then you see, man, I seen this Edomite chick who wound up the cheerleader who killed her baby and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here stuck looking at this chick. She like kind of like, I don't know how long it was since she was out of high school, but she out of high school and shit. But her facial features just look like she 30-some, 40-some years old and so-called white people age. You know what I'm saying? They just look old as fuck, man. They age like dogs. All right, but what? Jake ain't lacking shit, man. That's why they tell you black don't crack, man. All right, and then when you see us without our curses and things like that, man, we got, the most beautiful hair. That's why everybody try to imitate us in our hairstyles, like with the afros and things like that, man. All right, our women with their well-set hair and things like that, man. All right, hey, we really ain't lacking nothing. Of course, we're under the curses, so yeah, we are lacking right now. But even in our filth and under these curses, man, we still above all these other people that's on the face of the earth, man. All right, we ain't lacking nothing, man. All right, it says sound, wholesome. All right, now going into that, man, you got a sound and a wholesome mind, bro. We don't really be thinking about no let me skip one and go down. It says complete, morally innocent, having integrity, one who is morally and ethically pure. So for instance, you got these damn Edomites who pushing for Mambala, Man Boy Love Association. We should have a right to sleep with these little boys if we want to. We should have a right to sleep with these animals if we want to. Nigga, that shit ain't morally. Nigga, you going way off, motherfucker. Way off. Way off. These motherfuckers want to go to sleep with their children and shit like that. Nigga, you going way off. Your siblings and shit, you still going way off. They don't got no good morals. They'll sit there and protect their damn dog, bald eagles or whatever, whatnot. But they'll go and kill their goddamn kids up and shit like that. Oh yeah, you can have an abortion. Just don't kill these turtle eggs. Don't kill these eagle eggs. You know, don't kill this here animal for, you know, to get a new coat to keep your ass warm. But you can put your kid to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? This is Esau. He ain't got no good morality in him. But on the contrary, at the far end of the other end of the spectrum, you got Jacob, who is a complete man, a perfect man, a whole man, all right, a sound man. He got a good sound mind. He know how to make good moral decisions, especially when we're not brainwashed and tainted under this bullshit that we got going on, man. All right, Jacob is a real wise man. That's why, hey, you even see it like on your job or whatever, whatnot. What you think is common sense, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing about common sense, is not that common. But that's, you know, I believe that Jake is only the ones that have common sense. You know what I'm saying? That's something different, you know, between us and them. That means going into what? Us being whole and complete, sound, you know what I'm saying? Being morally and ethically whole, you know? Because why? You know what I'm saying? We have common sense. Common sense tell you don't want to do that shit, bro. You don't want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be sleeping with this fucking animal and shit. All these women on the earth, man, common sense tell your ass you don't need to be fucking no goddamn goats and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But what? This is, you know, a compared contrast between Jacob and Esau, man. Oh, we're all the same people. We're all humans. We're all of the human race. No, bro, we completely different, bro. This is why, not the main reason why we be clashing. You know, that's going back into the prophecy concerning Genesis 27 and 40 and 41, talking about how Esau said he was going to, when his father dies, when Isaac dies, he was basically going to kill his brother Jacob because he was mad about the birthright, all right, and that blessing. It's a lot. But nevertheless, going back into this, let me read down further. It says, Strong's definition, complete, usually morally, all right? So we got good moral standards. Even fucked up ass Jake, man. You'll see Jake in the hood or whatever, whatnot, gang banging and shit. Fuck you, nigga. I'ma smash in your ass, terminate on sight, bitch ass nigga. I'ma kill you, whatever, whatnot. Then they see the nigga in the street for real, and it be on, oh, nigga, you lucky you got your kid with you, bro. You lucky you got your wife with you, bro. Or you lucky you with your mama, bro. Because in reality, man, if you got, like, you know, sometimes you got tribal warfare. Sometimes you got problems with other motherfuckers, right? But morally, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to, you know what I'm saying, put your hands on another man and shit like that, beat another nigga down. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's certain scenarios, especially when we talking about your brother, right? You know what I'm saying? And these Edomites, we don't give a damn about that shit. But nevertheless, I mean, when you see Jake fighting other Jake and shit, it'd be a disrespect to sit there and knock somebody out in front of their mama. You know what I'm saying? You know, you at your house or whatever, whatnot, they come knock on the door, the mama trying to, no, my son ain't coming out. And you go and knock him out in front of his mama, man. That's a real low for a man to have to take. You have to get knocked out in front of his mama and lift it up. His mama over here, he wake up and his mama all over him crying and shit as he done got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? You emasculating that young man, all right? Or in front of his children, because he's supposed, or his woman, he's supposed to be protecting and providing for them, man. But you want to come and snuff him out right in front of his kids or whatever, whatnot. He walking through the mall with his young son or his young daughter, and you roll up on him and just knock him out in front of him. Come on, man. That, you know, Jake, for the most part, even in our folly and our wickedness, Jake be like, yeah, you lucky you got your kid with you, bro. Oh, I would have ran that. We would have had to run that fade today, cuz. You know what I'm saying? But because you got your kid, I'm going to let you slide. You got your pass today, but I'm going to catch your ass, nigga. Esau, he can't kill men, women, and children. Call that shit collateral damage. This is the price of war, man. All right? So it says complete, usually more morally, pious, specifically a gentle, dear, coupled together, perfect, plain, undefiled, upright. All right. So you could read about Esau being, his spirit is not upright in him, but the opposite of that is Jake. He's spiritually upright, man. Of course, we're under these curses right now, but even under our curses, man, even though our people don't know the true name of the Most High and his son, all right, don't really know who to call out unto, they still out there thanking God for every goddamn thing. Yeah, I got to thank God. I just made $5,000 while I was twerking my ass on the pole. I want to thank God. Hey, man, even in our wickedness and our folly and things like that, man, it still show forth to who we are, man. All right, we're a moral people, undefiled people, and upright people. Of course, we're under the curses, but if we wasn't under the curses, you still see how we are right now, man. Also going into what the church shooting with Dylan Roof. All right, those woman was in the church, seeing some of their friends, and some of them got shot up or whatever, whatnot. What they come up out the church doing? Oh, I'm sad or whatever, whatnot. But I want to pray for him. I want to forgive him or whatever, whatnot, you know? Esau just be like, shit, bro, you took a penny out of my pocket. We finna blow your whole country up. Or better yet, you don't want to go along with us raping and robbing and murdering your ass. You want to expose us about it, nigga. We gonna fuck you up over that. You know, Esau ain't got no kind of real compassion over nobody, man. All right? You know, Jacob even have compassion over the people that went up in there and killed up his whole family, man. All right? I was gonna close out there, but let me grab another precept real quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people. All right, now word holy goes into what? Being a separate people. Unto Yahweh thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are on the face of the earth. All right. It's, you know, so the Most High set us up to be over top of all these other people. Verse 7, Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people. But because Yahweh loved you, because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of the bondmen from the Pharaoh, king of Egypt. All right, so look, the Most High wound up just choosing us because of what? Our forefathers and things like that. Abraham had faith, so on and so forth. Ultimately, it was his plan, all right, because, you know, we was predestined for all of this. But nevertheless, going into this, we were supposed to be a separate people. We were supposed to be the people of the Most High, man. The Most High chose us to be a special people above all these other people, all right? Oh, yeah. Deuteronomy 28:1, it says, and it shall come to pass that thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth. All right. And that's pretty much, you know, where we're supposed to be at. But then if you read further down, we didn't accomplish that. We made the agreement with. So we had to go under the curses. All right. Let me see. Where's that scripture at? Where it talks about, give me a minute, Salakia, brothers. I'm going to read Matthew chapter 5, verse 13 through 17. It says, ye are the salt of the earth, all right? And what does salt do to your food, all right? It gives it flavoring, right? You know, you have seasoning salt or whatever, whatnot, you know. Hey, go eat some of Esau's food. That shit tastes like some goddamn cardboard or some shit. But like, nigga, this shit don't, like, how the fuck your chicken, your goddamn mashed potatoes, your string beans, all this shit all tastes the same, nigga. It is no different. It just all look different, but it all tastes the same. It ain't got no taste to it, man. All right? But it says, hey, but Jake could sit there and cook your ass chicken every night of the week, and it all tastes completely different, man. Oh, we got some lemon pepper chicken. We got some baked chicken, honey roasted chicken. You know what I'm saying? Fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? They got the grilled chicken, barbecue chicken. You know what I'm saying? Jake throw some flavor. Hey, we ain't gonna just eat chicken one way, bro. We have all kind of different ways, man. We the salt of the earth. What do we do to the earth, man? We give the earth flavor. This is why we entertain all the damn people on the planet Earth, man. They all like watching us do every damn thing that we do. Even to the point that we can sit there like comedy and shit like that, man. That all come from us, man. For the most part, all right. Because you could just sit around, you know. For the most part, man, a lot of Jake, you be around these damn Edomites where they sit there act like they at a goddamn comedy show and you just talking regular shit. You could be talking about whatever, whatnot, and they just laughing. Oh, you're so funny. This is like, bro, but I'm for real about this shit. This shit crazy. But they looking at us like, you know how Cat Williams do his stand-up. Like, basically, he just talking to you about some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not really a joke with a punchline. But what? We giving, you know, we that salt of the earth, man. They like us even when we just talking to them, man. We giving everything flavor, man. The NFL, why you think they partnering with Jay-Z? Because what? The NFL is losing its flavor. They're losing their fans, the people watching, and so on and so forth. So they need to bring Jake in there to stir it back up, get it all flavorful again, make people come back to the restaurant and eat, man. When it comes to the music charts, who the fuck is dominating the music charts? Jake and Jake Music, man. All the things, you know, the fashion industry. Who we don't have our hand in the fashion industry, but what are they trying to replicate? Basically, Jake's style, man. All these fly, vibrant colors and shit like that, man, because they know Jake be doing that shit. Only Jake is bold enough to wear some goddamn, in a normal motherfucker's eyesight, some mishmash fucking bright-ass neon colors and just be okay with walking out the house like that. Like, what you talking about, nigga? I'm fresh. You know what I'm saying? This goddamn a hazard green or hazard yellow or hazard orange go fresh to death with this neon green or this neon blue. We gonna make this shit work, man. Now the next thing you know, Nike and shit selling shoes with that same ass pattern. Like, what the fuck? These colors don't normally go together, but because Jake didn't, you know, put some shit together just to make some shit work, this the new fad and the new trend. Because wow, we the real trendsetters of the planet Earth, man. All right. Hey, you don't really see us trying to imitate them and try to dance like them, and you know what I'm saying? Like when they got the Dancing with the Stars or whatever, whatnot. How much really American dance or, you know, Edomite dance do they really have up there? It's always Jacob's, you know, Jake dancing, salsa, merengue, hip hop, all these types of things. And really, we're the founders of all the music, anyways. But nevertheless, you know what I mean? This is talking, you know, going into the salt of the earth, giving it its flavor. It says, "You're the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is therefore good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden underfoot." You know, and so like going, you know, into the parable that's being spoken here, like, let me keep reading. Verse 14, and you are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick and give it the light unto all that are in the house. So let your light shine before men, that they may see your good work and glorify your Father which is in heaven. This is why we the trendsetters of the planet Earth, because we're representations of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua on the planet Earth. So we supposed to, the things we do is going to give glory unto him, because they're going to look at us and say, surely these people are being ruled by, you know, a power that they got law, statutes, and commandments, you know, and they obviously righteous, man. We over here planting, reaping, and sowing year after year, and our food is losing its vitamins and nutrients. But what's wrong with these motherfuckers? They only plant for 6 years, and the 7th year, they don't plant on that field, you know, and then they come back, and then they start planting on it, and all they vegetation is way more, you know, greater than the last batch, you know. But nevertheless, what it's going to be is going to be our law, statutes, commandments, and the way we carry ourselves. They're like, just like when you see these Arabs, these Islamic people, right? When you see they women in the hijab, you see them the guys walking around with their beards, they're praying 5 times a day, talking about they don't eat pork. You already know, oh, they Islamic. They, you know, these are the signs that show me that they represent this here religion. All right. So same way with us. When they see us living through righteousness, they be like, oh shit, they must be the followers of Yahweh, man. That power that went and destroyed Egypt for their ass, man. Surely this is a great people, man. All right. But you don't want to hide these things, man. You don't want to hide the things that's making you who you are, you know. But nevertheless, hey, going back into, you know, the analogy I was making off the salt of the earth, all right, they wound up taking away, you know, not to say that, you know, Israel wound up falling away, all right? There was a falling away that wound up happening. We lost our identity of who we were, all right? But nevertheless, you know, and then we couldn't be righteous and glorifying the Most High, so that's how we lost our savor. But nevertheless, in the same time, you know, Esau has then broke us down and took our remembrance away from us and reprogrammed us with all his goddamn ways, man, all right? But nevertheless, you know, this is why, you know, Jake is still thriving in certain things and advancing in certain things, but in reality, if Jake was reverting back to his own self, we would be so far advanced more than this, man. All right, because we moving and willing and dealing and learning through the ways of Esau and how Esau does things, man. All right, but what, we're a real creative people. All right, so that's what we do, man. We turn, you know, I forgot who the fuck I was listening to, but it was like one of these comedians was saying some shit like that where, you know, basically the analogy of the joke was, you know, the so-called white man, they over here looking for this and looking for that, looking for opportunity to come up or whatever, whatnot. But then he was like, Jake, the only people that they don't be looking for shit. They create their own situation or whatever, whatnot. I forgot what it was, but they'll be like, you know, they go in there and create their own situation, you know. These, you know, because we're the sons of the Creator, the Most High. So we were gonna have attributes and ways like Him. All right. I don't want to pull anything else. Now I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in his truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say stay strong and shalom.